Welcome to the Sophia Speaks podcast. This is where I, Sophia, a real woman, speak to real women and some men about issues that matter to real women. Sometimes our conversation will be heavy. Sometimes they'll be light, but they are always informative and will always make you think. If you have a comment or want to ask a question, call 786-749-TALK. That's 786-749-8255. Now, without further ado, let's talk about it. Welcome to day 2 of 40 Days to 40. So this is this podcast series where I am releasing an episode of all the lessons that I've learned in my 40 years on planet Earth. Well, almost 40. So we're 38 days away thus far. So I'm sharing my lessons in no particular order. And if you have missed any of them, which this is just the second one. So if you missed the first one, go back and listen to that. The episodes aren't really long, as I want to give you the gist of what I've learned so you can just make what you make of it and learn anything, if anything. And I always make mistakes. So let me tell you, I don't edit. I don't go back and re-record. I am not a perfect person, and I don't want to give that impression. So if you take anything away from it, or if you know somebody who can take anything away from it, share the episode with them. Share the link. I would greatly appreciate it, as I could always use more friends. And let's go from there. So today's lesson that I want to share with you, and not a lesson for you in particular, but something I've learned. I can't make that as clear as I'd like for it to be. I'm not trying to teach you. I just want to impart what I've learned. And if you learn something from it, I'm grateful. Then my job was done. My pain was not in vain. So bonus parents, that's the new term for it, but step parents are important. Step parents are amazing people because they walk into a ready-made family, a ready-made dynamic, and they just start living and making themselves a part of it and fitting in. Well, that is the hope and that is the wish. But let me recount my experience with bonus parents. And I think that's such a cool term, especially when you have the relationship to back it up. But bonus parents, aka step parents, or whatever you want to call them, again, have my ultimate respect if they are doing what it is they're supposed to be doing within the family. So my parents divorced when I was around 7 or 8, somewhere in that age range. And a few years later, my dad started dating this lady. She was awesome. Like, she was the bestest. And I can tell you at that age and a little beyond, I didn't appreciate her as much as I should have. But we remained close and loving, and she was always in my heart until the day she passed away a couple years ago now. So actually today is her birthday. So October 17th is a very special day for me. Yesterday, as you know, was my brother's birthday, and this is my stepmom's birthday today. Even though her and my father never married, she is still my stepmom, period, point blank. And my dad dated a lot of women after he divorced my mom. And I think the reason why I love Selma so much is because she wasn't with the shits. Like, I was like her kid, and that was that. And other women were just like nice to me and bought me stuff and did stuff with me and for me because they were getting in good with my dad, or they thought that would let them get in good with my dad. But her, no, it was just like, hey, you're one of my kids and I'm going to treat you like one of my kids, and you're not getting no special treatment. And that is what made me happy. Yeah, that's what made me happy. And in my earlier elementary school life and early middle school life, I did a lot of modeling, and she was a seamstress, and she was like the best freaking seamstress I ever knew. And she made a lot of my ball gowns. She would go to competitions with me. I remember just traveling with her and just doing different things with her. And that is what made it special. My sister, her daughter, is born on the same day as me. So it's, we're leading up to her birthday as well. So we share the same birthdays. And as we got older, my daughter and my sister's daughter have the same birthday. So that just made it even more special. So that was amazing. That really stayed with me. But on the flip side, my mom remarried a few years later, and my stepfather just didn't have a relationship with me. It was like, this is your kid, you raise your kid, and that's it. So I think that contributed to me getting pregnant at an early age. I was a teen mom. For those of you who don't know my story, I was a teen mom. And because my father had moved to South Florida and I was with my mom, and I was getting no male guidance whatsoever. My dad was in my life. He didn't abandon me. But at the same time, he wasn't there like he was in his previous capacity. And I suppose I was acting out and ended up with my eldest son. So I say all that to say, I'm so glad that I was able to experience having a great step-parent. At least one. Now, my relationship with my stepfather now, it's better. He was amazing. He was an amazing grandparent to my children, but it was just our relationship. It never hit it off. So that's how that went. But he's awesome, amazing, and was always there for my kids. So I'm glad for that. So I'm not saying I have any ill will towards him. So definitely don't take that the wrong way. It's just that he wasn't the proper father figure that I feel I needed. And that's okay. That's okay. So I know, even beyond my own story, I know quite a few men and women who aren't with their child's bio parent. And I've seen it play out several different ways. I've seen it play out where a step-parent has molested a child. I've seen it where a step-parent just has nothing to do with the child, kind of in my case. Or the relationship starts out good, I think because, and this is in regards to a male step-parent, starts out good with one of my friends because he knew she had kids and he was trying to make good to get in. And once he got with the parent, with my friend, it was like all that stopped. He was playing with the kids, taking them out, taking them dinner, taking them Chuck E. Cheese. You know, he did the whole thing. But once they got together and he moved in and, the relationship went on for a couple of years, all of that just stopped and he just became despondent. But in another case, one of my other girlfriends, she'd married this one guy who was just like super dad. He is like super freaking dad. So he has children, she has children. They blended the families perfectly. Everybody gets along. There's get-togethers, game nights, and all that stuff. So that's amazing. In my own case, I'm so glad that my children have my husband, and he is amazing. There's not been another man in their lives since my husband, their dad. And while all parents are amazing, step parents, they just have that little extra something when they're good. Because there are even some really jacked up bio parents. So let's not get started with that. There are some jacked up bio parents. But this episode is shout out to the step parents who made a difference in the lives of the children that they walked into, and they actually cared enough to make a difference. Actually took time to get to know the child, to love the child, to take them to school, be there when they're sick. All that stuff that step parents don't have to do, although they should go into it knowing that that's their job now, because this is ready-made family 101. So shout out to step parents. And even my my brothers, well, one brother has been married for, it seems like as long as I've been alive. So not that, but my eldest brother, he went into his marriage with that. The woman already had children, and he just went in like a boss. My brother under him, my second brother, not the one whose birthday was yesterday, but my second brother, Steve, any woman that he's been with that had kids until he got married, he treated them like his own. And even one woman had a child while he was away serving in Afghanistan. He came back and took care of that child. So he just has a heart for kids. So how anybody can hurt a kid for whatever reason is beyond me. But again, this episode is just shout out to step parents. Shout out to the woman who took time to really love me when I was in need of, somebody. When I was with my dad, I needed a mom. I needed a bonus mom. When I was with my mom, I needed a bonus dad. Did I get it? Not so much, but it kind of helped me anyway, because it helped me know what to look for in a husband, what I needed in a husband, what I wanted should me and my children's father not be together. It helped me to know. So it was a great help nonetheless. And if I do say so myself, I ended up with an awesome husband, the best one for me, because I don't know if y'all know, I'm a freaking handful. I'm aware of that. I'm one with my handfulness. And I know that's not a word. But if you ever find yourself in a position where you have to seek out a man, because I know most women listen to me, if you have to seek out a man to be with in regards to, not being able to be with the biological father of your child, make sure it's someone who's going to love them and care for them and just be willing to treat them as if they were his own. So that is my day 2 lesson. Bonus parents are amazing. So thank you for listening. This was a bit shorter of a lesson. I just wanted to share that with you. I appreciate you for listening. Again, follow me on Instagram, connect with me on Facebook, LinkedIn. There should be links right above this. If you're listening from my website, that's the word I was looking for. If you're listening from my website, you'll find links to connect with me on all my social media sites. And if you're not, go to sophiaantoine.com. At the top of the page, the menu bar, you will see it says podcast. And once you click on that link, you'll see all my latest episodes. Well, all my episodes in general. So you can click on those and you'll be able to connect with myself and you'll be able to connect with my guests. So do that. Follow me on Instagram. Shout me out. I'll definitely shout you back out. All that good stuff that we're supposed to be doing on social media because it's so social. And I will see you for tomorrow, which is day 3. Day 3 of 40 Days to 40, where I share 40 lessons I've learned in my almost 40 years of life to end on November 25th. I hope these bring you value. And don't forget, I have guided meditations as well as affirmations coming soon. There will be a free version as well as premium versions of each. So until I see you, until you hear me again, I hope you take care and I hope you're courageous. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Sophia Speaks podcast. We've had the conversation. You have the information. The question is, what are you going to do with it? See you in the next episode.